Did you, I think Kai had said something on the stream. You ever talked to Kai?
I have not talked to Kai. I think we may have passed each other at a wrestling event. I may have said hello, you may have said hello. But I bet you that nigga know who I am now. I know who you are. Congratulations, too, on that. I think it's Time Magazine cover. Congratulations, Kai.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
You're doing unbelievable.
Yeah. I'm cheering for all you niggas. Even you little niggas don't like me, I'm cheering for you niggas. Because I don't want you in Fulton County begging nobody for nothing, being nobody's girlfriend. You know what I mean? So, I don't give a shit. I don't give a damn how you feel. Because I got mine.
Right.
The old people, you say something in the South, I got mine. You got to get yours. So I'm good. Everything I've ever wanted, I got. I got a wife shaped like a strip. I got all fast muscle cars. I got some German cars in there. Yeah. My house paid for. My warehouses and buildings paid for. I can sit back, take a month off, and live off the rents that I charge people. I am rich. I'm as rich as I ever been. So I'm fine. I'm not Jay-Z rich, not billionaire rich, but boy, for an old country boy. Oh man,
you got more than you ever thought you had.
Boy, everything. But you don't know. Only thing I'm missing now is a couple hundred acres somewhere in West Georgia, my own lake, and a compound for my sisters to live on with me, and that's soon coming. So y'all, no matter what you say about me, what you try to do or throw at me, I don't give a damn. Don't matter to me. I'm good.
The Barbs were mad at you, not Nicki, but the Barbs, which is Nicki fan base.
I love Nicki too. She my
Why would they? I mean, it's not.
I didn't even know they were mad because my daughter's a Barb, Anaya, so she protected me. I think she was my advocate on Clubhouse or whatever for that. But I want to say, man, I think it's a bit of an insult to call her one of the best female MCs. Nicki is just one of the best MCs in the world. So just shouts out to Nicki. Love you to death, girl. You absolutely amazing.
But that night, this is the highest you've ever been musically.
Yeah.
And something happened. Walk us through, because you in the house, you got the Grammy, you nominated for all these awards. You don't know. And when people like, hey, I'm just glad I'm nominated. I don't care if I win or not. That's a lie. Good job. You nominated,
Super
you want to win.
Want to win, man.
That's like I'm playing the game. Well, I'm just at the Super Bowl. If I don't win, I'm okay. Nah, bro, I'm trying to win this game. Because I don't know if and when I'll ever get back.
Absolutely.
You're so high, and then that unfortunate incident happened. Can you walk us through that night?
Well, I mean, we were told to go places by different people, but we didn't have one person just to walk us through. I think now that they do it differently now, but we kind of got dropped off at a ticketing place. We showed our tickets we went through. It was alleged that somebody with me didn't have a ticket, but we were ticketed. My publicist was walking me to the red carpet. It was raining outside, so we were trying to walk it through. We were told we couldn't go. We didn't understand what was happening. Next thing you know, we were being told that we were going to be detained. We were detained, and I'm headed to jail. By the time they get me, I'm in the holding cell. Now, my wife Shay had wanted to bring the kids out. And I was like, nah, for whatever reason, I don't want to bring the kids out.
Wow.
What I didn't know is the next day my son would receive an emergency kidney out of nowhere. He has a rare blood type. So he had been bumped up on the kidney donor list, but we didn't know he had one coming. So I was glad. God has a plan, and God can remain anonymous through what seems to be a series of unfortunate events. So I'm sitting there in the holding cell, and I'm like, man, ain't this some bullshit? And the people who love me, because the cops were kind enough to let me keep my phone, were hitting me with encouragement. People like my mayor, Dickens, down in Atlanta, former mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms, Kasim Reed, were hitting Mayor Karen Bass out in LA. There's a policeman on night duty, I forget his name, Mayberry or something. He's telling them, dog, bring him on in. By the time they got me brought in, they had received 1,500 phone calls, like on some Malcolm X shit, like they're about to do a protest on your police station. Like, these people are coming out here for Mike. I don't think you guys know who you arrested. They had to move me to another detainment center. It scared them so. But as I'm sitting there kind of by myself, I just started thanking God. And I just say, man, I appreciate you putting me in this place of peace and quiet, because everything is so wild and disturbing. I knew I could win, but I didn't know I was gonna sweep. So thank you, Lord. I knew I could get back to this mountaintop, but I didn't know it was gonna be on this album. Thank you, Lord. I just started being thankful. I was like Daniel in the lion's den, and I was like Jonah in the belly of the whale, because I felt like it was something that God needed me to understand in that moment, to make me not get too arrogant, not too full of myself, not to be an I told you so. And I can remember when I checked out, I can remember the black guard, and I had Mexican policemen pretty much around me, one white guy, and they weren't very talkative too for me. They weren't rude or unkind, but they weren't engaging. And it ain't like Atlanta. You get a lot of them Atlanta police. No, nigga, I went to school with you, nigga. Down.
Yeah.
But he said, now, Mike, we don't want to see you come back. I said, you ain't got to worry about that. He said, good. And I walked out, and it was like a movie. I saw Shay standing in the rain. I saw my lawyer, Elliot, standing in the rain. Will was in the car in the rain. It was like the end of a movie. And I thought that was the very end of the movie, that this beautiful romantic set of me, this woman who I love, my lawyer, the people who care about me there. And then I woke up the next morning after having, because I still went out and partied. I still went out and partied with Tom Wiley and Ryan, his son, and Tom Wiley, who discovered Tupac.
Right.
He owns the parent company to Loma Vista, the company I partner with. Man, we still went out and had a great time at, I think it was Peterson Automotive Museum, and had a great night. Oh man, it was a great night. Jesus Christ. And the next morning I woke up to a call from Pony Boy's mom saying, hey, you got to get back to Atlanta. You got to get back now. And I was like, what's wrong? What's wrong? She was like, Pony's getting his kidney. She was like, he's getting a kidney. And that was truly the end of the movie for me. And I just thank God even harder. I thank God for everybody that had been a part of making that album with me, everybody that had sat up at the studio with me to encourage me, everybody that just gave me, Rico Wade, God bless him, who's gone now. I remember Rico walking in the room, Ray Murray saying, this album got to be as cohesive as the Chronic, and it got to be Southern. And he just left. And I was like, well, that's a hell of a thing to say to somebody. You know what I'm saying? I was like, that's the Chronic, nigga? You know what I'm saying? But we managed to do it. And it was only because of the people that believed in me. It was because of the men and women that believed in me, the people that truly loved me, that believed in me. It was because of the ex-girlfriends that believed in me. It was because of my wife that believed in me. It was because my kids believed in me. If I wouldn't have had all that belief poured into me, I don't know what I would have done. So in that moment, that night, that troublesome, like I tell people, they locked up a rapper. But when they let me out, I was a folk hero. When we went to the Waffle House, we got home, standing ovations. We went to Spondivit, standing ovations. When we went to, everywhere we went, it was standing ovations because the city told me, man, we felt like we won. And I said, because we did.
Wow. When you heard the categories and Killer Mike.
Yes.
Travis Scott, Drake, you heard all these names called. And the winner is Killer Mike.
Yeah. The first time was exciting. I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. This is amazing. I got one.
Got one. So I'm not leaving empty-handed. Yeah. Like Denzel said, I'm leaving with something.
I'm leaving with something. But I walked back and they said, hold on, Mike, don't walk back to your chair. Notice that when I went up there the first time, I asked Shay, I said, where's Shay? Where's my wife at? I said, don't go back. They said, no, hold on. I said, oh shit, I'm gonna win another one. And I went back out when they called my name again. I'm just like, nigga. like, oh shit. I don't want two. When I got off again, because I asked for Shay again, she still didn't come down. I asked, when I left, they said, hold on. And that's when I realized, oh shit, I just swept. They said, don't go nowhere yet, Mike. And that's when I knew I was finna win 3. And when I looked up and seen Will going crazy, Paul, YT, Cuz Lightyear on the stage, my wife coming up in that short dress with them heels on, I was like, it truly was a moment. And everybody in the house that night who had love for me, I appreciated. There were people there you just didn't even see that just gave a fuck and showed love. And I just appreciated you all.
Want to join Club Shay Shay? Become an official member by hitting that subscribe button, where you never know who's going to be joining us for drinks and conversation. Don't be late to the party because we like to do something before 2 something.